Today marks 5 months since fires broke out in Sonoma and Napa counties. Those fires burned more than 200,000 acres, destroyed more than 8,000 structures, and killed 43 people. Today, families and businesses are still working to rebuild after what's been called the most destructive firestorm in California history. That includes Cynthia Phipps and Marlene Ortiz Smith. They both live in Santa Rosa. When the fires began, Cynthia started posting poems on a firestorm update page. As more and more people read the poems, they urged her to put them into a book, and that is when she found Marlene.
Together, Cynthia wrote and Marlene provided the photography for Hope Rises, a book meant to comfort victims and raise money to rebuild. And now they're working on a children's journal and a book about some of the valuable items found in the aftermath. Cynthia and Marlene join us live in studio this morning. Thank you for taking the time for your both. Just seeing the images, it's actually been a while since I've actually seen those images from 5 months ago. And I'll just open it up to you, Cynthia, but what was that like late that night and into the early morning hours getting out of there?
It was pretty terrifying. We went home and we loaded up 3 cars, my husband and my nephew and I, and pretty much grabbed everything of importance, and many things that we couldn't grab had to stay behind. I wrote a poem called Home about that experience, where I left the home thinking, it's okay, if it goes, it's just things, it's just a home. And by the time I got done with the poem, I realized I was lying to myself, because it's more than a house. It's a home. It's where you made your memories. It's where your things that are important to you are kept. It's your starting point of your day. It's your ending point when you go to sleep at night. So it's important.
Marlene, I imagine when you evacuated as a photographer, I'm guessing you grabbed your gear and your negatives, but you describe a feeling of not really knowing what to do.
That's right. You kind of go blank. At least I did. I asked my husband, what am I missing? What is it that I haven't grabbed already? Because you go blank, and the lights were out. I had to get a flashlight, and I didn't have my contacts on. I mean, it was just like one thing after the other. So I had to try to find my glasses, get on the floor, and try to find a flashlight. It was intense, and how we found out is my daughter actually called us from Windsor. She heard about the fire. We hadn't even had a clue, and the fire was probably about a mile most behind our house.
So Hope Rises, rediscovering beauty after the fires. Where did the idea come from? Where was the seed first planted between you two?
Well, we met online, and it was
after the fires.
Yeah, after the fires, but it was more of a fluke. I was getting ready to look for somebody to publish and print the book, so I had posted a message online. Does anybody know a publisher? And Marlene can tell you what happened from there.
And I had, the night before, it was like meant to be. The night before, I had my computer on, and I thought I had turned it off, but apparently it was on sleep mode. So when I got up in the morning and it came up, there was Cynthia's post right there saying, does anybody recommend a printer, a local printer? And so I answered her right away. I had just done a Sonoma County Strong calendar with Scott Hartley, so I recommended him highly, and that's how we got started. I answered her, and she looked at my page, and she saw I was a photographer.
Now, Cynthia, as an author, someone who writes poetry, writing it for yourself is one thing. Posting it online for a closed group is another. What's it like to make that leap to a book that all can share now?
Well, at first I really thought just a few people would read it and respond, and then I started getting messages after messages and instant messages and emails from people that said the poetry was really helping them. I had one girl call me and say she literally looked for it every day. I realized it was really important. It's healing, and I've had death in my family where I've held it in and not expressed how I felt, and I know the repercussions of holding it in, and we really need to get people talking.
And you can express often in words, as we all do, but also with images, Marlene. And I mean, we work in a visual medium, we understand images.
That's right.
You understand them and the power that they can provide, and you do that in here. Right?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, how do you look? What were you looking for in some of these images to capture and to pass along?
There's a feeling that you get when you look at something, and it just talks to you. There's the building with the house, the shell of the house, and the sunset in the back told me a lot. It just told the whole story right there. But there's so much beauty in Sonoma County. That's why I take Sonoma County pictures, and we are just lucky to live here.
It must be gratifying for the two of you to see your art actually bringing good old-fashioned money
Yes.
to the people
Yes.
who need it most.
Yes.
Tell me
That's
about
right.
that.
Yes. We originally decided that we are going to donate the first funds that are coming through to Journey's End, and those are the folks that lost their mobile home park, or lost their mobile homes at the park. Some of the mobile homes are still standing, but they're not able to go home. So we want to donate our first funds, our first profits from the book to them, and then as time moves on, we'll look for other people that maybe need assistance, and we'll help them as well.
Can you touch real quick on the farmers market in May? I want to pass on to the viewers real quick.
May 16th.
And what's going on?
It's community strong. There's going to be all kinds of vendors for the community, and it's going to be wonderful. About 8,000 people should be going through.
Great.
Yeah.
Cynthia, Marlene,
Thank you.
Hope
Thank
Rises,
you.
Rediscovering Beauty After the Fires. Congratulations, and I'm
Thank
glad
you.
you two
This was
met
a
and came
pleasure.
together.
Thank you.
Very
Appreciate it.
much.
Thank
We
you.
put more information about how to get the books on our website at ktvu.com. Look for it in the web link section under the Mornings on 2 tab. You can also find it on the KTVU mobile app. With that, we'll be right back after the break.